Okay, we're back in our video series. Tommy Heffernan here with Precision Microbes, talking calf health with Hannah Batty. Hannah?
Hi, yeah, I'm Hannah, calf enthusiast and farm vet from the UK.
Hannah, we've been having these conversations, you've been doing these videos on everything from colostrum to dry cow management and with feeding, etc. But it's very hard to do the calf's environment. We want to do a quick thing on just the simple things we need to look at when we look at calf housing and the environment the calf is in.
Yeah, number one for me is always going to be moisture management. As soon as we get too much moisture, it's just an absolute breeding ground for bacteria and bugs. So making sure that we reduce that, so things like having a separate calf kitchen, so you're a separate area where you're preparing the milk to where you're actually keeping the calves, making sure that your drainage is appropriate. That is a real key consideration if you're using calf feeder machines. In addition to that, for me, we want fresh air. We know scour and pneumonia are two of our biggest challenges with our calves. The way to help reduce the incidence of things like pneumonia is make sure that we've got lots of fresh air exchange. So we need to make sure that our air inlets are appropriate, that our clean air can get in, and our outlets are sufficient to enable the dirty air to get out. Don't forget, these young baby calves aren't going to create the same stack effect with our big, ruminant cows that have effectively got an oven in their stomach. So making sure that we've got ways of getting clean air in and dirty air out might be why you use certain things like positive pressure ventilation tubes. Every calf shed is going to be different, but if you can get moisture right, so keep it as dry as possible, get your clean air in and your dirty air out, and also avoid those drafts at a calf level, so making sure that we're not getting a chill. Our thermal neutral zone for a calf is 15 degrees. That means as soon as we drop below 15 degrees, they're going to be using energy to keep warm. Making sure we get those key things right, for me, will mean that our calf shed should hopefully work as optimally as it can.
The calves will tell you something as well. If their hair is starting to spike, if they're kind of huddling in the corner, they'll tell you something about the individual house. And I think you made a good point. If you're getting pneumonia, that may be an indication of ventilation, housing is wrong. And the bugs love moisture, so we're trying to reduce it. These are happy, healthy calves. What about straw this year? Straw is not a plentiful supply this year. What are we saying to people about bedding and calf-to-calf environment?
Yeah, I often like to use the old analogy of imagine yourself. So me sat on a cold, rainy day, sat outside in a wet coat, I am absolutely frozen to the bone, chilling, versus those real cold, crisp days that are actually really dry. You actually manage to keep that little bit warmer. Straw is exactly the same. If you've got straw, we need to make sure that we're using it in plenty supply, and we're also keeping it dry. What that might mean in terms of if you are having challenges in terms of how much you've actually got, is bedding down more frequently, and kind of using a little bit less but doing it more often, as opposed to just doing it, say, once a week or just that twice a week and using shed loads of it, because ultimately that top layer is going to stay pretty damp.
And obviously space per calf here, there's loads of space in this shed. It allows you to, if you have more space, that you can bed a certain area, keep a certain area dry as well.
Yeah, a lot of people might use that old analogy of the solution to pollution is dilution.
Yeah.
I always think with stocking density, the less animals you've got in there, the less kind of challenge there is. We know red tractor requirements in the UK are 1.8 metres squared per calf. I would actually argue that we need slightly more than that. So there's a lot of units now where we're looking more like that 2.2 to 2.5 metres squared per calf as a minimum. If you've not already, I'd say measure your shed, because it's amazing how surprising it can be. But yeah, making sure that there's plenty of space for them to express that natural behaviour is key.
Super, okay, that's a real good summary. Every calf shed is different. Assess your own calf shed. There's lots of tools to do that, and work with your vet to assess the shed.
Be nosy though, go looking at your neighbours, go and have, take the best ideas you can from lots of different people and take them home and reflect on what you currently do and how you can apply it.
So you can adapt those sheds to do a good job.
Definitely.
Brilliant. Super.